Hello, welcome to my channel, Mystical Art. I'm back to do a channeled psychic art reading. I felt the energy of Mary Magdalene around me quite a lot recently, and she guided me to do this portrait so I could channel her energy. She guided me to draw this psychic art portrait so she could channel through her image, and she guided me to draw the roses around her, as the roses symbolise love, beauty and femininity, and her energy is on the vibration of the divine feminine, and she is working with us on earth to help us connect with the divine feminine, and also to help us with self-love and healing ourselves. And she's around all of us, and she guides us to work with her and call on her for help during this time. And she's saying that self-love is so important at the moment. There is a lot of pain on earth, and there would be less fighting, there would be more unity if we loved ourselves. And she's saying that this age of Pisces that we've just come out of was a very masculine era, and sadly it was connected to a lot of negative aspects of the masculine, because everything in the universe is in balance, and while they are positives of the feminine and the masculine, they're also negatives. And she's saying that as we work through our shadow selves, we can heal these negative aspects. In truth, we all have the essence of the divine feminine within us. When we embrace this feminine aspect within ourselves, and we heal the shadow side of the feminine, then we can become in alignment with the divine feminine. She is saying that she's had her voice taken from her for a very long time. She's saying that the way she was depicted in the Bible was not true, and because she had such an important part of Jesus' life, she had to be erased somehow. She says that her image was tainted in order to show a negative aspect of femininity, in order to keep women down, and in reality she was working alongside Jesus. She's shown me a yin yang symbol, and she's saying that her and Jesus were two parts of the same whole. She is the divine feminine and he is the divine masculine. As the powers in charge sought to take away the balance of the feminine and the masculine, her voice was muted and her image was tainted. She tells me Jesus was a healer and she was a seer. She was very connected to her intuition, to her third eye chakra. For many years, the intuitive ability that resides inside all of us has been discredited. We've been taught to ignore it through our conditioning, and she's saying that this is a feminine quality, but this is within all of us, as we all have masculine and feminine within all of us. And she was talking about the importance of all of us working with our intuition again, of turning on the switch again and reconnecting with our intuition. She showed me an image of everyone on earth waiting, looking at the clock and waiting, and she's saying that this is us on earth, we are waiting for something to happen. She's saying it's time for us to reclaim our sovereignty, it's time for us to stand in our power. We don't need anyone to rescue us because we have all the power within ourselves. When we are out of alignment, we feel lost, we feel confused on where we're going. But when we step into our own power and we follow our intuition, we become the powerful beings that we are meant to be, and we are guided back onto our path. She's shown me that our intuition is our inner compass, it's what guides us through life. She tells me that we have been conditioned to believe that we need to live a certain lifestyle in order to be happy. And she's saying that this can leave many of us feeling lost, feeling competitive and feeling like we are not successful because we don't own certain things, or we're not doing We are not following a certain path that others are following. And she's saying this is because we are out of alignment. We are not listening to our intuition and where we should be going, because all of us are born on earth with a life purpose, and when we follow our heart and our intuition, we are guided on that path. But when we are in the state of competing and always looking at what other people have, we shift out of this alignment. She's saying, dear ones, all the answers are within yourself. But you are not trusting yourself. You are giving away your power to authority figures, to politicians, to celebrities. You are not being true to yourself. When you look into what someone else is doing, how they live their lives, you are giving away your power. You are moving out of alignment. She's saying you don't need to look to anyone for your truth, because you know the truth within you. If you trust your intuition, you know what is true and what isn't. There are many false prophets on earth. They are people who are there to guide you onto the wrong path. And she's saying when you trust your intuition, you'll know who these false prophets are. She's saying they're people who are promising you certain things, promising you happiness if you listen to them, if you buy from them, if you live this lifestyle. We are spending so much of our time comparing ourselves to other people, and she is saying that no one is above anyone else. As a collective, humans are here to raise the consciousness of the earth. We are here to learn about love and to connect with other people and learn from each other. No one's journey is more important than the others. We all have our own part of the puzzle. We all are part of a team that's working together, and we should not look up to others as more than us and view ourselves as lesser. She is saying self-love comes from trusting ourselves. When we allow ourselves to claim the power to make choices in our lives. And this can be as simple as making a decision that takes the stress off yourself, or distance yourself from people who don't make you happy, who are upsetting you. She's saying that when we start making these changes, these small changes, they can add up and they can empower us. They can bring our power back. She's saying on earth at the moment, there's so many power struggles. There are people trying to take power off other people. There are people arguing, I'm right, you're wrong, and not listening to the other side. And she's saying that we all have our own truth, and not everyone will agree with this, but we are on our separate journeys. And if someone is telling you your truth is wrong, if someone is trying to silence you, then it's because they are not secure in their own truth. They're not in alignment with their own power, and so they are trying to take power off you. When someone is telling you you're wrong, it's because in truth they are worried that they are wrong, and they're trying to take this power from you. And she's saying we don't need to look to other people in order to trust ourselves and to reclaim our power. If you are someone who is in alignment and empowered, then you can listen to other people's truths without arguing whether who is right or wrong. You can listen to their truths and learn from them. You will realise that conversing with someone with a different opinion or viewpoint is an opportunity to learn. When you are able to listen to another person's truth with compassion and understanding and without being triggered, then you are in alignment. She is saying that without freedom of speech, we are not empowered. When you listen to someone else's viewpoint, you are listening to their perspective, and from this we can learn. And now she's showing me a key, and she's talking about a secret, and she's telling me that her and Jesus did have children together, and they were an expression of the love that they shared. She's saying that their relationship was very pure and very balanced. They were both in alignment. But this story was hid from us for a very long time, because the idea was to separate the masculine and the feminine. The powers in charge didn't want us to work together. She's saying the masculine and the feminine have been turned against each other for a very long time, and the truth was hidden in order to create this imbalance. And she is saying that the truth will eventually come out. When in my drawing, I was guided to draw a halo shape above her head, and this is representing her crown chakra, because it was very wide open and she was able to channel through messages. And she's shown me that she channeled through a lot of wisdom from the universe or from the spirit realm. And she showed me that a lot of these channelings were buried, were hidden, but she channeled through a lot of wisdom during her time. And she showed me her and Jesus working together as a team. She says that we all have this ability to connect to the God source, or this universal energy, and through connecting with our intuition, we can connect with the universe. And she also wants to talk about beauty, and she's saying that our society teaches us to not recognise our own beauty, to look for external sources of expressing beauty. We feel that we are not beautiful enough. We all have beauty within ourselves. We all have our own expression of beauty, and we can all see beauty around us in the world. She's saying that when we practice self-love and when we share kindness and love with other people, it reflects outwards. The beauty within us will always reflect outwards. She wants us to know that humans are creative beings, and through our thoughts we can shape our reality. Often the way we are thinking reflects our external world. She's guiding us to practice noticing the beauty within ourselves. As we start to compliment ourselves more, as we start to recognise our skills and our talents, we will find it easier to recognise the beauty in the external world. When we are able to love and respect ourselves, we will find it much easier to love and respect those around us. And she gives us a task to do from today, and she's saying each day, once a day, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. And just this one simple act each day will help us change our perspective. And she is saying, acknowledge how you feel when you do this. And it may feel very uncomfortable when you first do it. You may get upset. But she's saying that the more you do this, the easier it'll get. Because it is hard to accept love when we don't love ourselves. And it will bring up a lot of emotions. But as these emotions come to the surface, we can heal them, and we'll find it easier and easier to accept love, because love really starts with ourselves. And before she goes, she is asking us to reach out to her, and she's saying that she is here for all of us, because she wants to remind us that no one is above anyone else. And she is saying her mission with Earth now is to help us all awaken and see the beauty within ourselves, to unconditionally love ourselves so we can love each other. And she is really keen for us all to work with her, for us to call on her energy, and to keep spreading the love. The one thing the world doesn't need now is arguments, and she's saying there's so much divide right now, and if we all learn to love ourselves more, there wouldn't be this divide. And she's trying to bring us together, and she's saying that we may all have different viewpoints, but we are all here together on this journey, and we need to love and support each other. Before she goes, she wants to remind us of how much love there is around us, even though we don't see it. And she is sending us all love, and she really wants us to know that the earth is shifting. Our vibration is raising here on earth. Life is not always going to be this way. Sometimes you must go through the harshest storm before you see the sunshine. And she showed me that we are in this storm at the moment, but the light is in sight. It's not going to be like this forever. Keep following the light and trusting within yourselves, dear ones. Thank you. And thank you for watching, everyone. I will be back again with more videos soon.